So this video is going to be about why I want Sean Strickland to be the one to beat Israel Adesanya. My main reason for this is because I really like Sean, and originally that was it, but thinking about it more, somehow despite his dark past and non-advertiser friendly statements, I think Sean is perfect to be in position of champion. His story to me is similar to Charles Oliveira and Francis Ngannou's. He's a guy who came from a position to where you wouldn't expect him to go so far, I guess you could say, given his past. It's pretty dark. Sean is someone who is raised in a terrible environment, unlike the other two I just mentioned. He had people in his life actively steering him in the wrong direction, and well, fighting saved him from possibly becoming like them. MMA became an outlet for Sean to not only let out that inner animal that had been fed hate for so long, but to also see that hate in a new light. I think it's a story a lot of people can use and learn from. It's never too late to become a good person. Now, some people will disagree with me for calling him that, including himself probably. But from what I can see, he's a person who doesn't mind putting his true self out there, and I think that makes it possible for him to grow as a person, more so than people who cling to some ideal picture of themselves that they have in their mind that completely ignores reality, if that makes any sense. Sean isn't afraid to say something that offends people or makes them dislike him because he's not like other people. He doesn't have this need for others' approval. I do, however, think Sean gets a bad rap from the media and other people in general. Most of that comes from the things he says, which makes people dislike him. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to convince anyone they should like him, but I do think a lot of his backlash is blown out of proportion. Another reason people may not like him is because he can kind of seem like a dick. I think that comes from him just being the type to jokingly insult people, like how two friends would. Sean likes to come at Israel for liking anime, and he said this in an interview.
No, I mean, I like Izzy. Besides the anime, he's a little. I like Izzy. He's a tough motherfucker, you know. Besides the anime, the guy probably jerks off the cartoons. I hold that against you. Guarantee you. I guarantee you, Izzy, you have jerked off the cartoons once in your life. Don't fucking lie to me. Anyway, sorry. That needs to be said. That needs to be said.
Now, when I first heard this, I thought the perfect response would just to be leaning into it, which Izzy did, thankfully, and I'm so glad he did because I can see a lot of anime fans and people in general, when something they like is insulted, they take it way too seriously, and they get this urge, this feeling that they need to defend their hobby from some scoundrel. What these people don't get is you should just like what you like as long as it doesn't negatively affect anyone who cares. This even came up in a recent media scrum. Sean laughed it off and said he watched Avatar as a kid, which affirms my point that he isn't really always serious when he says those kinds of things. I really quickly want to touch on his interactions with the media and just say he is the most entertaining to listen to. And at the end of the day, that's why I want him to be champion. If you think I missed anything, feel free to comment down below. I'd love to have a discussion about it. And with that being said, please do subscribe and feed my inner need for validation so I can continue to upload. Thank you and have a lovely day.
How would you describe what a Sean Strickland title reign would look like?
Oh, my God. Fuck, man. You know, that's why I'd want to be a champion, just to bring it down. You know, like you have all these like good champions. They're like, you know, they carry themselves so well. They pretend they're not a bunch of fucking caveman, barbaric losers. And I just want to be, I want to be a champion just to let you guys all know that we're all a bunch of fucking losers that hit people in the face, you know. I'm not going to be like Sean O'Malley with the fucking double watches and the gay face tattoo. And like, I just want to be the people's champion, you know? Like the guy that you meet at a bar that's complaining about fucking Biden. That's me. I'm just a people. I'm the guy. I'm a guy like you guys. Or you know, girls, depending on what gender you choose to be.